So the first one was, why did we rename a program several times? And that's actually the thing that I said in the beginning. At the end of the day, we try to be compliant worldwide. And as you can imagine, that's a challenge. And we keep on renaming. But I hope we stopped renaming, because I don't know if any one of you can imagine how much work it is to rename one single thing if you have it in about 40 languages. So it's a pain in the ass. Everyone hates it. And it's only done with very conscious decisions. And I try to keep it as low and as efficient as possible, that we, don't need to rename anything ever again. But yeah, that's just a hope from my side. Then we have the HealAdvisor Analyse apps. That's what Jake said. We had this Frequency Friday and we basically busted out everything we had. I mean, we still have something on our sleeves, but we busted out the most important things. And the HealAdvisor Analyse is the biggest, most complex, and most interesting thing that we will release next year. So we basically reprogrammed the whole app as we did with the Healy app, which is even more complex than the Healy app. And we basically integrated everything we collected the last 3 years. So we had lots of feedback in all directions. Can you do this? Can you do this? Can you do this? And we said, yes, we can do it, but not now, because we need to reprogram this whole thing, because otherwise it will be a constant issue. So we reprogrammed the whole thing. We reprogrammed the whole cloud behind it, everything. And it's the basis to make a lot of nice additional things, because we just tapped with one finger in the information field. But as you know, we have hands, we have our whole body, we have also feet. So let's step in the information field. And that's the next thing that will come up next year. So we take a step into the information field with this new app, and then with the upcoming things. What else do we have? Standard daily operation of using Healy. Okay, that's a challenge because that's not a trivial question, but I want to share one thing with you. I don't know if you know the new version of the First Steps flyer. So First Steps with frequency applications, it's renamed now, because of course Healy and McHealy are frequency applications, one magnetic, one with microcurrent. And there are 3 options that you actually have, 3 options what you can do. And the first option is the most valuable, of course. It's your intuition, because your intuition is never wrong. So if you look at the soul cycle programs, for example, and you choose one program, that's your program. That's your program, and let no one in the world tell you there's a different program that's now a better one for you. That's your intuition. That's option 1. Option 2, as we had already, is the HealAdvisor search app. So there, when you see, I have something, I have a topic, but I'm so confused about all those things, let's ask the experts. Let's ask the experts what they think about it. That's the option 2. That's the HealAdvisor search, basically. And option 3, as you all know, I mean, not everyone has it, but those of you who have the HealAdvisor Analyse app, you can also program, analyze what you have in your Healy. And there, of course, you tap into in the information field. So you basically get the biggest resonance that you have now. And there, the beauty is, I mean, your intuition is somehow similar, but there the beauty is you can get in with a focus. So a focus in your mind. So what do you want now for yourself? Do I want to be happy? Do I want to be healthy? Whatever is your focus, you always focus on a positive state in the future. So imagine how it would be if it already would have taken place. So how is this positive state? This is what you keep in your mind, and then you do the analysis. And then you get a program that resonates with you in this direction. And that are the 3 options. And I think that's a very valuable thing that you basically get this in. Of course, you have also the other things that we have on the right side. So the tips: use a maximum of 3 frequency programs daily. So this basically is what I always try to get very straight out. It always depends on your physical state. of course, also mental state, but your physical state is more important because we're talking about microcurrent application for Healy. And if you have microcurrent, that's a current flowing through your body. You have the frequencies that give an impulse in this direction, whatever the frequency stands for. But if something flows through your body, you have to be very conscious that you don't overdo it, because if you're healthy, you can do as many programs as you want. If you're not healthy, you always want so much information that your body can also bear, or can make a positive out of it, because you basically touch your body or you move your body in a certain direction, or your whole system, and you need to give your system, your body, the time and the energy to actually move in this direction, not only point in this direction. And that is something you need to feel. That's always what practitioners always tell me. Yeah, give me feedback on how it goes. Does it get better, and so on? Because if you don't give me feedback, I cannot adjust it. I cannot change something. And that's the same here. If you don't feel what it does with you and are conscious about what it does with you, you cannot know how much you need, and no one can tell you, because only you yourself can tell how much is too much, how much is too little. Of course, we have the coil that is an additional thing that's not so physical. It's not flowing through your body like a microcurrent. That's more an information. The same with a vibration into the information field. And the magnetic field applicator, so Healy, is something in between microcurrent and between the two other applications with coil and the Analyse app. So always keep in mind, microcurrent is the most physical. So it basically is a physical thing that you do with your body. Magnetic fields is the next physical thing. It's not so, let's say, invasive. And the next thing is then the coil, and the next thing is the vibration. So if you would use something more than the other, then I would rather use more the Analyse app or the coil than using the other two, because don't overdo it with physical changes. And I knew a very gifted, very, very gifted time weaver expert and partner, and this was Sabine Weber, and she unfortunately died recently. I mean, she was very old. And she also had like, I don't know, 30 patients a day, more than any other person I know. And that's amazing, since if you think about how old she was. And she always had all levels in her sleeve. So she had a dozen different devices, a dozen different methods. And if you asked her, what can I do with this? Then she said, okay, take this physical thing, and take this information thing, take this frequency thing, take this, take this, take this. And that then when I worked with her, I realized, that's the reality. It's not about saying to someone that that you will make it better the next time. No, it's also about doing it. So at the end of the day, you need all levels. You need the commitment in your mind. You need to speak it out, and then you actually need to do it. So it's 3 levels, and that's the same here. It's more levels, and the more levels you address, the more levels you actually do something, the bigger the outcome, the bigger the effect. Yes, and of course, the other tips are also good. Take away the smartphone if you have your program, and also relax. Give your body the opportunity to absorb the information. You don't run around and try to get healthy. No, you relax, you absorb the information, you get better, and then you go on with your next plan thing. So that is the other question. Wait a second, because it's difficult because so many things here on one screen. Okay. How would you do scans in the Analyse app? So scans in the Analyse app, I mean, that's really an intuition thing. So what I do is mostly I choose a program group and then do a scan, but you can also do all program groups and scan which one is the best one. I mean, that's just practice. Just practice what resonates with you. Would you work on those results for a day before scanning again? Or a week, and or a week is basically the answer. So you don't do something, change it, do something, change it. That's not how life works. You do something and then you stay with it. At least I would recommend a week. But of course, if you feel that it doesn't help you, that that you are stuck more or less, then you do again a scan and see what changes. But stick with it for a few days at least. Yeah, the other question I already answered.
Yes, a question that has been asked quite a bit is if the Soul Cycle will be available in the Blue app.
Yeah, so there's a newsletter that's shortly going out, and we will release it, I don't know, this week or next week latest, then it will be part of the HealAdvisor app. So
incredible.
This is already in preparation and already done, but not, a bit from releasing. Yeah, and the products that being developed is the last question. I think I also close with this one. So we already touched on the HealAdvisor Analyse app. Of course, we have the HealAdvisor app. I also touched on this briefly, so that I want to continue. So what can you do in the HealAdvisor app in the future? What is the plan? That you actually have different goals, like I want more energy, I want to be more relaxed. And then you have a weekly, plan for several weeks, which basically give you more than just 1 or 2 programs, which give you also an intervention, which give you also additional information on top. So the common knowledge, let's put it like that, but on expert level. So one simple example is if you want to increase your sleep, maybe you should turn down the heating at night, because if it's a little colder, you usually sleep better. It's a very simple thing, but this is also one small part that we want to incorporate that. And of course, also all the other things. So what Healy program should I do? What Healy program should I do? And all those things incorporated in one cycle or one journey that you go through and actually know how to get the biggest out for this topic. I mean, it's a combination, or I would say the logic conclusion out of everything that we have. So we have all those parts, also an information field analysis on this topic. So we have all those parts. And now, as I said, we have the ground bases, and now let's combine them. Let's get the most out of all of them. And that's the next step. And I think that's also the message that you can give out there. This is just the beginning. Now we're actually leveraging the power that we have.